Global warming accelerates. Double the pace since the 1980s. Climate crisis alert. We have 3 years to stop catastrophic warming, scientists warn. Earth nears climate catastrophe. 60-plus scientists warn of dangerous temperature rise. Global warming accelerates. Double the pace since the 1980s. Imagine this. The pace of global warming has more than doubled since the 1980s. This alarming trend is highlighted in the latest peer-reviewed update of Indicators of Global Climate Change, published today in Earth System Science Data. The report, compiled by over 60 scientists from various institutes worldwide, including the Potsdam Institute for Climate Impacts, (PIK), provides a comprehensive snapshot of our planet's climate health. PIK scientist William Lamb led the section on greenhouse gas emissions, offering a detailed look into the current state of our environment. The latest update, which includes data from 2024, introduces 2 new indicators: sea level rise and global land precipitation. These additions provide a more holistic view of the climate changes we are experiencing. The study reveals that human activities have released an average of around 53 billion tons of CO2 into the atmosphere each year over the past decade. This is primarily due to burning fossil fuels and deforestation. In 2024, emissions from international aviation, which saw a significant drop during the pandemic, returned to pre-pandemic levels. But here's where it gets controversial. While some argue that the aviation industry is making strides towards sustainability, others point out that the return to pre-pandemic levels indicates a lack of progress. PIK author William Lamb comments, "These trends are primarily driven by fossil fuels, with smaller contributions from deforestation, agriculture, and other activities." In 2024, the global surface temperature rise relative to pre-industrial levels was 1.52 degrees Celsius, degree C, with 1.36 degrees Celsius attributed to human activity. It's crucial to note that reaching 1.5 degrees Celsius of global temperature rise in a single year is not the same as long-term warming of 1.5 degrees Celsius, as outlined in the Paris Agreement. However, these results underscore the urgent need to address emissions. Warming will only cease when CO2 emissions reach net zero. Piers Foster, director of the Priestley Center for Climate Futures at the University of Leeds and lead author of the study, emphasizes, temperatures have risen year on year since the last IPCC report in 2021, highlighting how climate policies and the pace of climate action are not keeping up. Between 2019 and 2024, global mean sea level has increased by around 26 millimeters, translating to a rate of about 4.3 millimeters per year. This is more than double the long-term rate of 1.8 millimeters per year seen since the start of the 20th century. PIK co-author Lamb concludes, "Until we transition to renewable and clean energy supplies and adopt sustainable land use practices, atmospheric greenhouse gas concentrations will continue to rise." A failure to act decisively on emissions in the next few years will leave current and future generations with intensifying and dramatic climate change impacts. And this is the part most people miss: the urgency of the situation. We need to act now, not tomorrow. Indicators of Global Climate Change 2024. Annual update of key indicators of the state of the climate system and human influence. Earth System Science Data. DOI 10.5194 ESSD 17-2641-2025 https://articles/1747/2025/1747/2025.html. Quell. Potsdam Institute für Klimafolgenforschung, PIK, 2025, https://www.pic-potsdam.de/latest-news/pace-warming-since-1980s. So, what do you think? Are we doing enough to combat climate change, or is there more we can do? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Climate crisis alert. We have 3 years to stop catastrophic warming, scientists warn. ***, brace yourself. We are on the brink of crossing a critical climate threshold, and it's closer than you think. ***, in just 3 short years, Earth's carbon budget, the amount of carbon dioxide we can emit while avoiding the worst impacts of climate change, could be entirely depleted. This stark reality demands immediate and bold action to reduce emissions and transition to renewable energy sources. Scientists are sounding the alarm, urging governments and industries to act now to prevent irreversible damage to our planet. But here's where it gets controversial. Are we truly ready to make the drastic changes needed to stay within this budget, or will we continue down a path of no return? Understanding Earth's carbon budget. Think of Earth's carbon budget like a bank account. It represents the total amount of carbon dioxide we can spend or emit, while still having a chance to avoid the most catastrophic climate impacts. This budget is calculated based on past emissions, future projections, and the planet's ability to absorb carbon dioxide. As we continue to emit greenhouse gases, our budget shrinks, making it increasingly urgent to reduce our carbon output. Imagine you're on a tight budget, but you keep spending recklessly. Eventually, you'll run out of money. The same principle applies here. If we keep emitting carbon dioxide at current rates, we'll exhaust our carbon budget and cross the 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold, a tipping point beyond which climate impacts become severe and irreversible. And this is the part most people miss. Once we cross this threshold, there's no going back. The effects will be catastrophic and long-lasting. The crucial 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold. You might be wondering, why 1.5 degrees Celsius? This isn't an arbitrary number. It's backed by extensive scientific research. This threshold represents a critical tipping point. Exceeding it could lead to more frequent and intense extreme weather events, significant loss of biodiversity, and rising sea levels that threaten coastal communities worldwide. Picture a scale tipping over. Once it goes past a certain point, it's nearly impossible to balance it again. The same goes for our climate. Crossing the 1.5 degree threshold could push ecosystems and human societies past points of no return. Stabilizing global temperatures at or below this limit is crucial for preserving our planet's ecological balance and ensuring a habitable world for future generations. But are we willing to make the sacrifices needed to stay within this limit? The alarming pace of climate change. Global warming is accelerating at a frightening rate. Currently, temperatures are approximately 2.24 degrees Fahrenheit above pre-industrial averages. Oceans, which absorb about 90% of this excess heat, are experiencing significant disruptions. Marine ecosystems are suffering, and sea levels are rising, threatening coastal areas and their populations. But it's not just the oceans. Agriculture is also at risk. Key crop yields, like corn and wheat, could decrease by up to 40%, while drought conditions are already affecting 30% of the world's land. These changes threaten food security and water availability, highlighting the interconnected nature of climate change's impacts. Despite these challenges, there's hope. If we act quickly to adopt renewable energy and reduce emissions, we could peak carbon emissions within this decade. The hope. renewable energy and emission reductions ****. While the challenges are daunting, there's still a window of opportunity to turn things around. Scientists believe that with concerted global efforts, emissions could peak soon and then decline. This transition depends on the widespread adoption of renewable energy sources and significant reductions in carbon emissions. The next few years are critical. Policymakers, industries, and communities must work together to implement sustainable practices and technologies. By prioritizing renewable energy and embracing innovative solutions, we can build a more resilient and sustainable future. The question is, will we seize this opportunity and take the necessary steps to safeguard our planet for generations to come? Or will we let this moment slip away? ***, your turn. What do you think? ***. The stakes are high, and the clock is ticking. Are we ready to make the changes needed to stay within our carbon budget and avoid the worst impacts of climate change? Or will we continue down a path that leads to irreversible damage? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe we can rise to the occasion, or are we already too late? Let's spark a conversation and explore the possibilities together. Earth nears climate catastrophe. 60+ scientists warn of dangerous temperature rise. A stark warning has been issued by over 60 scientists, highlighting a critical issue. Our planet is on a perilous path towards disaster. They assert, everything is heading in the wrong direction. As we look to the future, it becomes increasingly clear that our Earth is racing towards a concerning temperature threshold. Numerous climate experts caution that we may exceed this limit before this decade concludes. ***, what's the situation? ***. A coalition of more than 60 prominent scientists has raised alarms that if current pollution levels, particularly carbon emissions, persist, the average global temperatures could rise by more than 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit above pre-industrial levels within the next 3 years. This alarming prediction was reported by the BBC. This 2.7-degree threshold is a critical limit recognized by nearly 200 nations as part of the Paris Agreement, which aims to keep global temperatures below this level. The United Nations has warned that consistently exceeding this threshold could lead to dire consequences for our planet. Ideally, the UN hopes that we will not reach this 2.7-degree mark before the century's end. However, scientists argue that insufficient action has been taken since the treaty was signed to curb carbon emissions. Piers Foster, a climate researcher at the University of Leeds, expressed his concerns to the BBC, stating, "Everything is heading in the wrong direction. We are witnessing unprecedented changes, with both the heating of the Earth and the acceleration of sea level rise." Why do higher temperatures matter? The Earth is warming at an unprecedented rate of nearly half a degree Fahrenheit each decade, a pace that has never been recorded before. This rate of warming is approximately double what it was 50 years ago. Remarkably, all 10 of the hottest years on record have occurred within the last decade, with 2024 projected to set a new record high. This record is expected to be surpassed in the coming years. As global temperatures rise, we are witnessing an increase in the frequency and severity of extreme weather events. One expert has even likened our warming climate to steroids for weather. Scientists attribute the changing climate to significant events, such as the devastating wildfires in Los Angeles this year, and last year's catastrophic Hurricane Helene. What actions are being taken to combat rising temperatures? While the rapid approach towards the 2.7-degree threshold is alarming, there is still hope. As more nations embrace green technologies and renewable energy sources like solar and wind, the rate of harmful carbon emissions can be mitigated. Although substantial reductions in carbon emissions are necessary to prevent reaching this critical threshold, every small effort contributes to the overall slowdown. Ewa Rogelj, a climate science professor at Imperial College London, emphasised to the BBC, reducing emissions over the next decade can significantly alter the rate of warming. Every fraction of warming we can prevent will lead to less harm and suffering, particularly for vulnerable populations, and will ease the challenges our societies face in maintaining a desirable quality of life. Stay informed by joining our free newsletter for weekly updates on the latest innovations that are enhancing our lives and shaping our future. Don't miss out on our curated list of simple ways to support both yourself and the planet.